Hi everyone, Jordan here. Welcome back to my Comfy Heart Corner, and welcome if you happen to be new here. And I today have my sketchbooks from 2025 to give you a little tour of. So that's the second one. This I think is the first one, and this one I actually put together myself. So yeah, I've bound it myself, single sheets from a bunch of paper that I had on hand because I didn't really want to buy new sketchbooks when I had lots of paper that needed used up. So I decided I was going to make it. I did, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Because a lot of times I decide to do things and I don't actually get them done. So, and the cover is a bunch of origami paper someone got me because I really can't do origami, so I thought I might as well use up the paper for something nice. So here we go. Just had a couple of goals there, just nothing too crazy, just to have fun and practice. So this first one is my character's familiars, and her boyfriend's familiar is peeking in her room in our circus tent. I was really proud of how this one turned out. Just a couple of cute little kitty cats and a nice little background in there, and then I drew a little mouse or rat or something there. Oh, hang on. Helps if I get it in the center of the frame, doesn't it? And then that is my character and her boyfriend and her familiar taking photos. And that one there. That's one of my characters dressed up as if they're in the game Horizon Zero Dawn. It was a cute little fox with Christmas lights because I think I was planning on making a sticker out of it, if I remember correctly. Some little doodles with a brush pen, and then I made a little Turian fan character because my partner kind of got me into Mass Effect at that point. More little pen drawings, which weren't really anything serious. I was just warming up, I think. My character Constance and her adopted dragon son. Portent's familiar Omen again. Some cutesy little doodles, a little sheepy and a border collie. I had also been playing Farewell North again at that point. I think such a good game. If you like dogs and you like Scotland, you should play that game. It's good. And I was playing with some supplies, doing a little bit of abstract stuff. Some animal doodles on these pages. Some Artex marker swatches just to see how it behaved on the paper. My character Portent having a bit of a facepalm moment. I think this was after her boyfriend had done something particularly dumb. And then a horse sketch that I never finished. I need to skip these because they're going to be characters in the next D&D game I'm running. But this is one of my pet rats. This is Goldmoon. She's so cute. Some flower doodles. Some more random little drawings. A wizard ghost character that I've drawn a few times. I think that was Baby Yoda. And just a random cat. More of my babies. That was them in their hammock. That's them being silly. That's one of them perching on their food bowl. My character Courage. I don't know if you can even actually pick up the rat drawing. It's very lightly drawn, but it is there. And there is a drawing of Tika, but I gave her little devil horns and stuck a bunch of stickers on it. There's Courage again. Some bunny drawings. And a little fox doodle. Omen, back again. Some little angelic blobs. And I think I did Cattober in here. Yeah, so there's a cat drawing. There's Omen. There's a cat person. There's another cat drawing. And one that looks a bit Cheshire cat-ish. Yeah, some more cats. Some more cats. Another cat. This is Ruby, one of my character's kids. And that's Whisper, my character. And a rat doodle. And yeah, bit of playing around with some acrylic markers, doing a bit of abstract stuff there. And then the last page was my grandma passed away in November, and it was actually filming this on the 6th of February. Her birthday was yesterday, and me and my family went out for a nice meal and remembered her, and it was really nice. But kingfishers were her favorite bird, so I drew one in there as a goodbye to kind of feel my feelings a little bit. And I kind of forgot that was the last page of this one, so forgive me if I take a moment. But that's sketchbook number 1. Sketchbook number 2 was kind of concurrent with the first one, but I did all the art challenges and things in this one. So yeah, I've listed the art challenges I did. And apologies for my voice. I think I'm coming down with something, so I have a mug of tea here. So this is sketchbook number 2. So yeah, here we go. 5-minute march, which I've put, completed 4th of April, so I'm not the best at keeping up with challenges as you're meant to do them, but there was a horse. My partner fell asleep on the couch, so I drew him. I had a can of Copperberg sitting there, so I thought I might as well draw it. My mother-in-law's cat, Blossom. Just a little fox doodle. So these were just drawings that I did in 5 minutes, and that's my character Whisper. It's a little cat, a horse. I think that was my attempt to draw a dragon girl, I think. A dragon, look, capybara. A little dinosaur plant pot that I really want to get. It's so cute. Whisper again. A hedgehog doing some shopping. And then someone waiting at bus stop, and there's an alien on the bus, or I think that might have just been me being too lazy to draw another full person. A dog going for a swim. A plus-size lady with some lingerie on. Plus-size lady again. One of my characters' familiars. A owl bear of some kind, and her other one, which is a cockatrice, a little chicken basilisk thingy. Doggy drawing. Paloma for Monster Hunter. A little Sherlock Holmes cat. Another kitty cat. This was an old photo I had of a friend's rat, which that was a few years ago now, so this little ratty will be long gone, but she was very cute. Peregrine falcon. Whisper with her little Turian baby. bunny drawing, a frog in a flower, and a pangolin. That one was really fun to draw. So yeah, the next one I did was Abstract Art April. I think most of these challenges that I did were from the Kicking the Creatives website, but some of them were other challenges that I wanted to do instead. But so yeah, that was kind of an abstract version of the view next to the bus stop outside of our house. That was just me playing with some colors and shapes. Getting some color and shape things. I think this was like oil pastel or something, which is why I've got stuff on top of it. But yeah, we're just experimenting, having fun, not taking anything too seriously. Just a scribble, pattern, a plant, I think. I think I just did a bit of a join the dots thing there. And that one, just like, I don't know, abstract version of the Eye of Sauron, perhaps. A face, abstract kitty, abstract horsey, abstract dragon. Just a bunch of eyes. And yeah, I think that one I was trying to do the same thing with the like horse and the dragon, but it just kind of didn't work. Abstract doggy. I think this was meant to be an abstract representation of one of my characters because it uses all of the colors and her kind of like markings. But yeah. And scribbles. More scribbles. Shapes. Scribbles. More shapes. I don't really have much to say about these ones. There's not much. I didn't put much thought into them. Although I do like how these ones turned out. The colors, like eyes and some grasping hands and things. I think there were prompts, like words for these, but I can't remember what they were. Or did I just try and... I think I just tried to do whatever. But yeah, more... I like that one, actually. That one's fine. And then on to Mermaid. So I can't remember if I posted these drawings or not, but that's a mirror. So I thought I'd do where Ursula is in her disguise and singing at herself in the mirror. Cosmic, so a little planet-eating mer creature, and that I've drawn in previous mermaid years. And hair was the prompt for the third day, so I drew a princess character that I've drawn before for mermaid as well. An axolotl mer person, who I think turned out pretty cute. Princess lady again. Sweet treat. So it's a sea pancake person having a sea pancake for breakfast, which, you know, you might say is cannibalism. That's nature, I guess. And of course, Ponyo. I figured that was an appropriate mer person to draw for that prompt. And I drew a Kida mer person for the Atlantis prompt. And had my go at a bit of Picasso style mermaid there, and then the other one. What have we got? Lost and Found. So classic message in a bottle. I'm honestly happier with how the little fish turned out here and the bottle than the mer person herself. And here is another reoccurring character from my mermaid drawings. She's like, my headcanon is that she and the princess are in love, but I haven't, done anything with that redrawn homework. So that's another one that I drew from a previous year. It was like, I think futuristic was the prompt that time. And cabaret. So little dancey lady. Brave, so I drew Merida as a water bear. And Peach, so I have this guy with peach-inspired coloured tail and a little peach smoothie there. I really like how his hair turned out. It's very cute. And Beach Goth, I've got this little anglerfish lady. I really like how that one turned out, actually. And then Eccentric, I've got my character Moral, as in the mushroom. Her name is Moral Poison Pie. She is, in actual fact, a tiefling, but I drew her as a merperson here, which, you know, she could have been. She's a scientist who does weird things, and probably there's a mushroom that turns you into a mermaid in the multiverse. And there is my wizard Portent as a mermaid, and she looks very cute. And there's a very neon merperson on that one, and a clownfish. And that lady's in an aquarium because I couldn't think of anything else to do for that prompt. Psychedelic. I think we can see why that's called that. And then Stitch. I drew a little Stitch merperson, which, you know, is funny since Stitch can't go in water. And then just a cute little watercolor, and that prompt was tsunami, so I just did the wave in the shape of a mermaid tail because at that point I just wanted to get it finished because I was running behind. I think this might actually be my favorite one from this month, was the Plesiosaur mermaid, because she's just a bit different and cool, and I like how she turned out. And then my character Topaz as a desert merperson. Don't ask me how that works. It just does. Okay. Gemini. So I've got two people. Are they twins? Are they, you know, together? And then this one's Wicked. So I've got like a crystal ball and got this sort of like evil wizard robe on him. Or them, you know, you can't really see any features, so it doesn't necessarily have a gender. Exoskeleton, so I drew a little shrimp maid who turned out so cute. And the last one was Serenity, so who am I drawing but Sailor Moon herself in her dress, which I think turned out so adorable. Okay, on to the next month, which I did Unicorn, which I think I just made a list of every D&D character that I have, and I put it like that was what I was drawing for Unicorn. So yeah, every D&D character I have that I could fit in as a unicorn. That makes sense? Good. Okay. So first up is Whisper, my tiefling bard, and I think she turned out fabulous. There's Patience, my tiefling barbarian. Melody, my tiefling druid. If you're beginning to sense a theme, you know, just wait. 4 is Topaz, my Golan tamer. So both her race and her class are from Loot Tavern's book, Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. So yeah, she's like a giant pangolin person. And this is Ruby, her daughter, who she spent most of the campaign searching for because she'd been kidnapped. Shale, well, technically these are my characters, Topaz's familiars, companions. They're essentially her Pokemon. So he's a cockatrice and he's an owlbear. But they look very cute as unicorns. And that's Jarek, her griffin. I want to say griffin, who she named after their ship's captain, who died. Charity, who was my first proper D&D character. and also the character who is married to my partner's character. So yeah. Peppermint, who I played for a one-shot. She was a tiefling sorcerer, I think silver dragon sorcerer. There's Izzy, another druid. Maisie, who you'll be surprised to hear is not a tiefling. She is a dwarf. Only because the setting didn't have tieflings, so I couldn't play one because we were playing Dragonlance, and I was very sad. But I got to play my crazy inventor dwarf instead, so it's not all terrible. And that's her, whatchamacallem, her like construct thing that she made. That like Steel Defender, I think they're called. I may be wrong, but I think that's what they're called. There's Portent, looking very fancy. I think I kind of based her look off an Arabian because she's meant to be quite refined and posh. So I thought that fit her character. And here's Moral again. Looking very cute as a little pony. There's Courage. Journey. Well, Courage is paladin / fighter. Journey, I think, was a shadow sorcerer. I didn't play her very much, but I was in love with how her design looked. So there's Percy, or Persistence is her full name, is another tiefling, but I kind of based her design off a deer rather than anything else. Serena, who is a half dragon. I played for a couple of one-shots that my partner ran. She's pretty cute. Mochi, who is a like axolotl person. So he's very fun. I played him in a couple of games of a game that we kind of play when we don't have other games going on. Here's Defiance, who's my little princess character who I played in friend Lawrence's game. I miss playing her. She was very cute. She's also 5 foot nothing, so she had a lot of rage stored up in that tiny little body. There's Blunder, my klutz of a monk character. Euphoria, who I'd never actually played, but I had a couple of ideas for her. She was meant to be like kind of a vigilante, I think. There's Valor. He is Courage's son. Tora, who is my half Minotaur, half elf character. And essentially, her entire character is a boob joke because she is a trapper ranger. I've probably said this before in other sketchbooks tours, but I love her. She's so silly. There's Constance. Technically human, but kind of some dragony stuff going on. Abigail is a kobold, so yeah. Very Mrs. Doubtfire style old lady. Shaglin, character for our spicy game that we play with our friends. That's always fun. Koyuki, which I played in a farming game with my partner, which kind of fizzled out. But she was a little kitsune. And Cosmo, who is a little caterpillar guy who I never actually have gotten to play yet. But yeah, so that's Unicorn finished. On to Portrait July. Okay, yeah, Portrait July. Here's the first couple of ones. I think I mostly did these with ballpoint pen. Guess who that one is? I really like the expression on that one. That was really fun to draw. Difficult but fun. Carrie's eyes didn't quite turn out right, but you can, I got the hair right. You can tell it's her. That was just a really cute little portrait. that I liked the glasses, so I wanted to draw. Yeah. And then that was a non-human face was the prompt. So I was like, well, I'm just going to fall back on what I know, and that is horses. Because God knows they have been the thing I have drawn the longest. And then some more cubism, which was fun. Yeah, these are fine. They're just, faces. Wasn't as happy with that portrait. Did you know portraits of older people are actually so much fun to draw? The faces just, they look more lived in, that was meant to be Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. You can kind of tell, but it looks kind of bad, I know. There's just another face. Yeah, some proportions are off on that one, but I think I got the general gist of his face. That one just bad. Just a bald person, and then someone with a witchy hat, because why not? That was my attempt at a blind contour drawing. Well, I think all I can say about that is it could have been worse. Yeah, I think these ones look okay. I don't know what it is about smiling faces, but like they stretch the face out in such a way that I don't know. My brain just finds it hard to process that onto the page. There's another person, and I think this is another one where my partner fell asleep and I drew him. Yeah, it looks like it. Someone with freckles. Yeah. Self-portrait. Not my best work, but I don't really like looking at my face. So, and then an attempt at something abstract. A redhead. So, clearly I had to color in the hair. And then we're on to Sketchathon September, which I think was just to sketch something. I don't think there was a... Oh, maybe that is the prompt there. So there's courage. I think that's meant to be Torah. Prompt was problem, so she's kind of giving an attitude like, hey, you got a problem with me. Yeah, I really phoned it in on this one, didn't I? So prompt's antique, so it's just like, yeah, okay, we'll save this vase from falling on the floor. And then that was just comfy. Like, I'm just going to sit and have some hot cocoa at home, because that's what home is to me. Just warm and cozy. Not at the moment. It's freezing in this house, but I don't want to go downstairs to put the heating on before I'm finished with this. Some more sketches. Little kitty, and yeah, it's just a very basic sketch there. Oh, I made a little rat constellation. That's cute, actually. I like that one. Just some more. One of my characters doing stretches. Pick and mix. I think, the little white chocolate things with the, what they called, sprinkles on them, that you used to get in like the Woolworths. Pick and mix. Oh, that's showing my age now, isn't it? Woolworths. That was a long time ago. Although we always used to call it Woolies. Don't know if anybody else did that. And there, one of my characters having a little fly, and then opposites. I just did opposite colors and some hands on opposite sides of the page. Clearly, I just wanted this challenge to be finished. Tourists, so someone looking at a map. A queue. That's Maisie fixing her steel defender. Did a little hypnotic pattern. Some dice. Skyline. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a child's drawing of a house. I'm done. Harbor. It's more of like a pier than a harbor, but whatever. A campfire with a face. So I don't know. Maybe I was in a Ghibli mood. And an apple with a worm in it. My babies. The R&D Day blessing. My little darlings. So yes, Gold Moon is an orb. Tika's a bit skinnier, but she's not quite as skinny now. She has put on a bit of weight, which is good because I was starting to get worried that she wasn't eating anything. But she's fine. And then power cut, so I drew a candle. And then therapeutic, which is me with my rats. And this is a very terrible picture of me, but yeah. That's that one done. So yeah, 2 sketchbooks down, 2 to go. This one I actually started years ago because it's where I tested all my sort of scrawler box supplies in it. But I stopped getting scrawler boxes now because the cost went up and I wasn't using them every time and it just didn't feel worth it anymore. So yeah, but these are where I sort of played around with the supplies. Did some of the challenges. Oh, there's Tora again. So yeah, it's a lot of just swatching and, testing. But no, there are a few drawings in here. I quite like how that one turned out. Sorry, the page is stuck. Let me take the protective paper off of that. And there was some more there. Just a lot of playing with charcoal, these ones. And yeah, that was it for that one, really. So on to the final sketchbook that I started in 2025, which I started, just under a week after my grandma passed away, and then haven't finished it until the start of this month. So it starts with a bunch of stickers that I was trying to motivate myself with. So it's all like dream big, express yourself, you're a star, get it done, that kind of thing. I wanted to use stickers and just kind of be like, okay, I can do this. I'm gonna get this finished. Plan was to get it finished before the end of the year, but I just wasn't really much in the headspace for drawing. But here, first picture is Tora. It was going to be like welcome to the sketchbook, but it didn't turn, like the words didn't turn out great, so I just stuck a sticker over it. My character Whisper as a DC superhero, and I had room on the page, so I drew Gold Moon. Oh no, wait, I think that one's Tika, maybe? No, it is Gold Moon. She's got a gold face, so it's Gold Moon. Some Batman drawings. And a Happy New Year drawing, because I kind of forced myself at New Year to be like, okay, I'm drawing something. I'm doing something. I'm not just going to sit there and doom scroll. So what I started doing in January was Bird Fest. So that was drawing a bird every day for the month, and I think it's actually really helped kind of keep, I had a goal to get to the end of the month with. So first one was the bronze-winged pigeon, and I just did a little doodle on the sort of title page for it, and I stuck a bunch of stickers, and yeah, so that's the bronze-winged pigeon there. That was a many-colored rush tyrant. This was also great because it meant I was learning a lot of new birds, because I didn't know most of these existed. A razorbill, that one was cool. The golden-headed mannequin, and the king eider, I'm not actually sure how it's pronounced, but that was a really fun one to draw. It's so uniquely shaped. A northern emerald toucanet, the stellar sea eagle, the Andean cock of the rock, very funny looking bird, an Indian paradise flycatcher, the American purple gallinule, which is just such a pleasing bird to look at. I mean, look at it. It's got his little tiny body and his big giant legs. A mountain bluebird. I just didn't have the energy to color that one, and I didn't want to ruin the sketches that I'd made that I was quite fond of. Common redpoll. That I think is one of my favorite ones that I drew. A white-eared pheasant. That was pretty fun. Yeah, the sketchbook is a bit bigger than the other, so I don't know if it's fitting in the pages quite in frame quite so well. But there was a silver-eared Messiah. I don't know if it's pronounced Messiah or Messiah, but it doesn't have an H on the end, so I'm going to say Messiah. That was a fun one. The colors were lovely. Short-eared owl. I was running behind and trying to catch up, so I didn't bother coloring. A Eurasian widgeon, which is the funniest name for a bird I've ever heard. It's so cute though. A spangled contiga. I think that turned out really well. It's another one of my favorite ones. A tufted jay, which again I think I did that one in a bit of a hurry. Red-legged Sariema? I don't know. Don't come at me on the pronunciations. I'm really not sure. I haven't heard them said. I've just seen the words. But that was a fun one. Dalmatian pelican, and an ornate fruit dove. These ones I think I drew. Well, no, after the pelican, most of them I drew when I was on holiday. So, yeah. And a gala cockatoo, such a cute bird. A nuthatch, which to me looks kind of like a blue tit, but I'm sure there's differences that someone will tell me. A New Holland honey-eater, which again, very interesting looking bird. A common kingfisher, which made me kind of emotional to draw because it was, again, they make me think of my grandma because she really liked kingfishers. And but I think he turned out very pretty, and I gave him a little sort of halo. Yeah, this makes me think of my grandma. Common cockatoo. No, not cockatoo. Cuckoo. I was thinking of the other cockatoo. Yeah, the other one was a cockatoo, wasn't it? Yeah, the gala cockatoo. This is a cuckoo. It's trying to trick me into thinking it's a different bird, because that's what they do. a red bearded bee ear, which some of these birds look so silly, but I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, I mean it in a very affectionate way. A little penguin, which they are so cute. They are so adorable. And a red jungle fowl, which I'm quite happy with how this turned out. It's a borb. You know, more than a burb, it's a borb. Because it is an orb-shaped bird. And then oyster catcher. And finally, a peacock. Which I did kind of get lazy with the tail and everything. I wasn't doing it in full detail because they have a lot going on in that area. So, you know, stylized simplification is where it's at. And then we've got the last couple of pages. I doodled the rat and a horse and then just stuck some stickers and drew some shapes. And then I drew a dog. And my character Whisper singing as she lets a bird fly out the window. And yeah, that is all of my sketchbooks from 2025. So if you made it this far, thank you for listening and watching. You know, if you drew something along with listening, then tell me what you drew. And I hope we can spend some more time in this comfy art corner together. I do want to try and be better about uploading more, so I'll maybe do a sketchbook spread next. I have been playing Hades 2 rather obsessively for the last couple of weeks, so I might draw some fan art from that. We'll see. But I won't make any promises as to when I'm going to upload, just because then I put too much pressure on myself and I end up not doing it and then feeling bad about not doing it. And it's a whole cycle. So I'm just going to do what I can when I can. And yeah, on to my new sketchbook, which, hang on, I'll get these ones out of the way so I can actually show you this properly. My new sketchbook. So I've got a bunch of stickers. I got some Catback stickers because they were really cute and shiny, and got a few on the back as well. Now I started this at the start of January before it actually finished that the other one, but I knew I was going to be doing Barb Fest in it, so I kind of was like, well, I might as well start a new one, and then we shall see. You know, I had the pages earmarked in the other one for Barb Fest. But the only thing I've actually done in this one so far is swatch all of my alcohol markers, because it's I think it was an Ohuhu sketchbook. I can't remember for sure though. But at any rate, it's an alcohol marker one, so I wanted to test how it would work with the alcohol markers and if I can, you know, draw on the other side of the page, which it should be fine because nothing's like bleeding through properly. There's a little bit of, like, you can see it on the other side, but it's not bled through. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so I will see you all next time, and stay comfy and cozy. You know, get yourself a nice cup of tea or something and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.